Evening, people. The Shotman is back. I've had the weekend off. Lovely time with the family, lovely time in church. But it's time. You can't even see this anyway. But I'm rolling my sleeves up. It's time to get stuck in. Back Monday to Friday, Seeds of Wisdom. Facebook Live is telling me you're live. We're building an audience for you. So I need to remember to do this. I need to give you guys a minute to jump on. I need to give you guys a minute to get the news that I'm live, so I'm going to do that right now. And then I'm going in. This one's going to be brief unless we get connections going, unless there's interaction between myself, yourselves, and each other. I plan to keep this one brief, just to get the week started up and going. Work myself into the week so that I finish the week strong. Every day should be strong, but I want to finish the week strong. So it's saying, keep going. We're telling your friends to join your video. We're still spreading the word that you're live. This may take a minute. These are messages that come up when you do a Facebook Live. So who's with me? He's going to jump on board. I've tried to bring this one a bit early for me anyway. I've got one person. Who's with me? Alex, my man. How you doing, sir? I saw your post. You said you're thinking about giving up the Facebook Lives. Is that true? Talk to me, Alex. It might just be me and you, Alex, on this one, but I don't know. Nope, I've lost you. Alright, give it a few more moments. I don't want the people watching this on the replay wondering when is he going to get going. Sam Cousins, how you doing? Sam goes to church, and we're part of the same family, Proclaimers family. Sam goes to church in Norwich. I go to church in Ipswich. But Sam is a fantastic young person, just changing the world, which we should all be looking to do. So good to see you on here. But now I said I've got no one. Alright, I'm going to get going. So I want to keep this one brief. I've got loads to talk about, but I wanted something brief to start off the week, and so I can get myself a decent night's sleep. So I've titled this one something like, have you taken your brain to the gym? What do I mean? Often we talk about gym, we often talk about our bodies, obviously, working our bodies, working the muscles, stamina, losing weight, building muscle, what have you. We all have individual goals. But I wanted to pose a question. When's the last time you took your brain to the gym? When's the last time you exercised your brain? Now, I'm sure you all know that the brain is the muscle, and like with any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. The less you use it, the less strong it gets. So, the brain is like a computer. It's so intricate. I'm not an expert on this at all. But I was just thinking about it, and a lot of things we do with the brain. So, for example, driving. My driving test, it took me 4 attempts to pass. I'm not ashamed of that. A bit upset about how much I had to pay for each test and the lessons, but that was the level I was at. And now I've been driving for nearly 20 years, and I'm a lot more confident than when I first took my driving test. Also, the other things, a lot of the things I do in the car are what's known as going on autopilot. So I don't have to think so much about getting the car in gear, turning the ignition, etc., etc. They come automatically to me. When I first started driving, I had to literally talk myself through each step. If I'm driving a new car or a car that's got slightly different controls, then yeah, I have to do that. But because I've done it for so many times, because my brain's been down that same path so many times, I don't have to consciously think about it. The subconscious takes over. But there's a danger of that. There's a danger of we have too many things, or too much of our brain is just taken up by subconscious. We can get a bit lazy, and we don't think, we don't use our brain to the maximum potential it could be. So I just wanted to have a little discussion, a little talk, a few tips, a few seeds here and there about things we can do to exercise our brain, things we can do to keep it on top of its game. because the thing that really brought this home to me was starting doing these Facebook Lives. Actually, I always told myself that I wasn't very creative, and I come from a family of very creative people, and I always told myself I was rubbish at art. If there was an A grade for shading, I'm there. But other than that, I wasn't very good at art. But doing these Facebook Lives has really dispelled that myth, and that I am creative in my own way. Everyone is creative, and just daily subjects just come to me about ideas, things I can talk about. I talk to people, and just inspiration comes from something they say or a quote I see. So like my brain is hey Alex, good evening to you, sir. My brain is just going into hey Tim, how you doing? Thank you for joining. It means a lot. My brain is just going to overdrive with just things I want to talk about. The stuff is all over the places on my phone, on sheets of paper, random paper, and it's really I see it as unleashing my creativity. But I'm using that part of my brain now, so it's just I think once I've started using it, it's just working. It's working now. So I just wanted to throw a few tips about things we can do, maybe to pose a question in your head, to keep your brain at the top of your game, and also for you to suggest things about things we can do to exercise our brains. So we're not just relying on the subconscious, we also rely on the conscious. And I realise I'm not going to go into great depth. The brain is so much more intricate. I'm not going to do it full justice on this Facebook Live. It's just an introduction to something, just to get that thing thinking in your head about how you can exercise a brain to use it to your maximum potential. I've got a few notes here. So, do you remember back in the day, I say back in the day, maybe a few years ago, that craze that started having Sudoku? I never really got to grips with Sudoku, about having the numbers 1 to 9 in each box. But those kind of games, puzzles, crosswords, anagrams in newspapers are a really good way just to keep your mind exercised, getting your mind thinking, questioning your mind, and those things do help keep your brain in tip-top condition. So those of you who love your Sudoku, you can buy books of them. Nowadays on the internet, you probably can print out a few sheets, give them a go. Even I like word searches, crosswords, all those things are just ticking little things you can do. There was a Nintendo DS. There was a game, Brain Training, I think, something like that. We had all these types of games just to keep your mind exercised. Like I say, it's a muscle. We don't use it, we lose it. What else we got? So he says, looking at his notes, and memory skills. And by the way, I think some of this stuff, I don't know if it is being taught in schools, but I think some of this stuff needs to be encouraged in schools. So memory skills. So one back in the day on QVC, yes, I bought something off QVC. It was a program about memory, remembering things, and I know one part of it, he was talking about the mind thinks in pictures. So if I say to you, I don't know, red elephant, you more often than not, most of you are picturing a picture of an elephant that's red. You're not picturing the word red, or the words red elephant. So our mind tends to think in pictures. So one of the exercises he did was to remember something or remember certain objects, build a story around those objects, and that will embed in your memory. So memory recall games or memory training. There's actually World Memory Championships and things like that. Hey Jex, how you doing? I saw your post. I think you're doing some sort of challenge, aren't you, with Facebook Lives? Remind me. I need to go and have a look at that. So yeah, memory recall games. How do you recall things? I've paint a picture around it. One thing I always used to struggle with was remembering people's names, and I think the reason was you have a bit of small talk and you talk to someone. Hey, my name is David. My name is Frank, and then you just carry on talking, and you're not really taking that information and putting it deep in your brain. So what I do now is I try and put a picture or put a phrase or something to that name. So I've got a friend at church, and if you're watching, Toby, this is how I remember your name, or this is how I used to remember your name. I know your name now. So I met this guy Toby, and I think, how am I going to remember the name Toby? So I thought Toby Carberry. So now every time I look at Toby, I think Toby Carvery. Not because of the shape of him, just because Toby Carvery, Toby. Jax is saying, hey, yes, doing 2 Facebook challenges this week. Okay. Share a bit more. What exactly, why are you doing Facebook challenges? What are Facebook challenges? Share some more. Let the people know. Let me know. So yeah, that's how I remember. That's how I used to remember my friend Toby at church when I first met him. Who's Toby Carvery. Now I know his name. I've said it so many times. It's deep within my subconscious that I see him and I know his name. So little things like that to exercise the brain. Instead of keep telling the brain that, oh, I can't remember names, I'm not good at names, your brain will feed whatever you tell it. So it will find reasons or ways for you not to remember names and then reinforce what you've said. So break the cycle. Yeah, the brains are wonderful things. Let's not underestimate the power of the brain. Right, so what else we got? Speed reading. Another thing I feel we should be taught in school. Now, I've read a few books on this. This is something I still need to develop. About how when we read, the person tends to read literally each word as they're going along. And if you skim, the brain has the ability to read a number of words at one point, and at speeds that are not average. So speed reading is literally that, reading things at reading things at speed. And there are programs, audio programs, things on the internet you could do to help, exercises to help increase the speed that you read at. If you can read faster, you can take in more information, especially for you who are students who like reading books and magazines. Excuse me, you have the ability to take in more information, consume more information. For those of you into audiobooks, you probably know, there are features on some audio apps that increase the speed at what you listen at as well. And you can tune your brain, you can get your brain to engage in those higher levels. So again, you're taking the ability to take in more podcasts or audiobooks at one. Okay, Jax has come back to me. So she's doing 2 Facebook Live challenges this week, and the reason she's doing it, she's part of a woman called Women of Worth. We're helping ladies start going live on Facebook and Periscope by doing a 5-minute broadcast over the next 5 days. That's interesting. Can I ask a question, Jax? Why? Why are you guys doing that? Interesting to know. I've got another question, but I'm gonna let you respond to that one. Please let us all know why you guys are all doing that. So, and taking part in a 30-day interior design Facebook Live challenge. That sounds interesting, Jax. A 30-day interior design Facebook Live challenge. Okay, I think I better watch. I better keep up to what you're doing. Any of you guys on here interested to know what Jax is doing? Yeah, get in contact with her, Jax Lee, on Facebook. That sounds interesting. I will stay tuned. So yeah, I was just covering speed reading. What else we got? I think that's all I've got. I wanted to keep this one brief. Things like playing board games, things like that as well. Chess, checkers, drafts, checkers, Monopoly, Scrabble, all those kind of games that just get your mind thinking, take it out of the subconscious, exercise it, test it, stretch it. These are all things we predominantly do these things as kids and tend to forget. But I've got good reasons now to play, because my children, I've got young children now, so when they're ready, I will be introducing them to Ludo. That's my game, Ludo, and Monopoly. But I love Ludo. So when they're ready, then they'll be getting the Shy Man's Guide to Ludo. How not to let your dad lose at Ludo. No, I'm only joking. So that's it really. Keep it brief. Exercise your brain, use it, and you'll find if you use it, much more will come. And like I say, I never saw myself as being creative. Doing this Facebook Lives just got my creative muscle, which I never thought I had. and because I'm using it on a daily basis, it's just like in overdrive. So I've got loads of more content, I'm afraid, or for those who enjoy these, good stuff. Okay, Jax has come to me with, yeah. See, Jax is doing something, but I've asked her why. Why is she doing it? She's just doing it because um, she likes to be seen. She likes to be heard on Facebook. But and that's one of the key things for me. If you don't know why I'm doing these, then you need to check out my second video. Why? Basically, I'm doing this to use the pains and struggles I had of going through shyness to relate to others going through the same thing and to inspire them that they can move past that. So that's my why, very, very briefly. Jex has said, because some ladies stay hidden and just need support to get themselves out there and broadcasting. Fantastic. Jex, if there's any way I can help personally, please let me know. Doing these Facebook Lives has changed my life in terms of me feeling like I can make an impact in this world and have people respond and interact with each other. So definitely any way I can help, please let me know. Interesting to know what the Periscope thing is about. I know some people use Periscope. I haven't. I've fought against what I usually do, is try and do everything at once. I'm using the acronym focus on one course until successful, and I'm just focusing on Facebook Live, but I do like to keep an ear out on what's going on those other things as well. So yeah, interested to know that. But yeah, if I can help in any way, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. So on that note, I want to keep this brief. Jack says, I play Scrabble and charades. Charades and my children love word games to stimulate my mind. Fantastic. Yeah, Pictionary as well. Yeah, play these games with your children. It is a form of education. Definitely. Good on you, Jex. Good on you, Jex. So, yeah, I'm going to leave you guys. Try and keep this on brief. I'm guessing this is going to be about 17 minutes. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't know. Sorry. When you used to finish your Facebook Lives, they used to tell you how long you've been on there for. They don't do that anymore. I'm going for about 17 minutes. Let's see if I'm right or not. But yeah, thank you for those who've joined. Thank you for those watching this on the replay, on YouTube, via Twitter. Slow start to the week, steady start, but I'm going out. Sleeves are rolled up, getting into Tuesday. Be back, God willing, with another Seas of Wisdom for the Shy Man. I'm out.